Hi, let's talk about APIs, application programming interfaces. So they serve as a means for different software applications to communicate and interact with each other. So as a summary, we're going to talk about the APIs and API requests and finally API testing tools. So what is an API? This is a simple definition. So it's an application programming interface which has a set of rules and protocols that allows different software applications to communicate and interact with each other. So they can be used to access data and also functionality from a wide range of sources such as web applications, OSs and software services. So here is a image representing what is an API. So we have application. An application is a service accessible by a human or a computer program. And then we have programs, which is a set of computer functions written by a developer who performs his tasks in a place. And then we have interface. So an interface makes the connection between two things, in our case between an application and the program that uses it. So it defines what the program can request from the application and then transmit program requests to the application. Finally, the application responses to the program. Let's try to get a clear understanding about this with a real-time example. So in this scenario, the customers represent different computer programs that want to communicate with each other. And the kitchen with the chef represents the server or the database that stores the data. So in the first picture, we can see how the API is working. And the second picture shows a real-time example where we have customers and then we have a kitchen with a chef. And in the middle, we have the waiter where he is taking the orders and delivering the orders and making the orders and bringing them to the kitchen. So if we take the APIs and the applications, end user with the browser and the backend system with the server, so it's the same process that is happening in the below image. And so you can see the customers are acting as end users with the browser, and the kitchen is similar to the server with the backend system, and the act of the waiter is similar to the operations of the APIs. Okay, so here we have some types of APIs: SOAP APIs, remote procedure calls, webhooks, and REST APIs. So if you take SOAP API, Simple Object Access Protocol, we can use them for XML. We are using XML for communication and common in enterprise applications. And then we have remote procedure calls. So they call functions in a remote system. Then we have webhooks. So these are protocols used for sending real-time notifications from one application to another. And also webhooks use HTTP callbacks to notify a destination URL when a certain event occurs, such as a new user sign up or a payment confirmation. Then finally we have representational state transfer APIs. So we will talk more about REST APIs in the next slide. Okay, so representational state transfer, a protocol for building web services that use HTTP requests to access and manipulate data. So RESTful APIs use a set of standard HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete, and etc. So we can use them to perform CRUD operations, create, read, update, delete operations on resources identified by the URIs. So finally, we are uh, talking about API testing tools. So these testing tools allow us to test the APIs by sending different types of requests. That means put, get, post or delete requests and receive the responses. So these interfaces provide a user-friendly environment to create, send and analyze the HTTP requests. So the most popular example is Postman, and then we have Insomnia, SOAP UI and PO. And also there are different new API testing tools nowadays. So that's all about APIs. Thank you.